In the ancient realm of Elarindor, where the skies shimmer with eternal auroras and the trees whisper in forgotten tongues, magic was once the breath of the land. But peace shattered when the Crown of Aeons, forged by the first Magi to unify the elemental kingdoms, was broken into 5 shards each, stolen by a traitorous ruler of the elements: fire, water, earth, air, and shadow. The monk said he was left in the snow, wrapped in cloth stitched with 5 ancient sigils each, representing one of the elemental houses. His journey led him through the sapphire reaches, across dragon-haunted valleys, till he stood before the lake of dead Wadaza, cursed place where no wind blew and even fish refused to swim. Kaelen, immune to flame, walked through their defenses untouched, his power awakening further. The forest, alive and ancient, tested Kaelen with riddles and illusions. There he met Lyra, a dryad with silver leaves for hair, who saw his inner turmoil. "You carry fire now, but you need grounding." Only the archmonk remained, dying. "You were the vessel." "But also the lock," he gasped. As he placed each shard upon it, the skies thundered, oceans roared, earth trembled, winds howled, and shadows wept. Lena sold his hand his soul upon the shards, blinding light. When it cleared, Kaelen was gone. In his place stood the Crown of Aeons whole once more. Peace returned to Elarindor. Elemental wars ceased. Magic flowed as it once did. Legends tell of a whisper on the wind, a flicker in the fire, a reflection in water, a tremor in stone, and a chill in the shadow, carrying the name Kaelen, the boy who became the realm. The end, the final shard, the shard of soul, was hidden in you at birth. The trauma, the elemental signs, it all made sense. Kaelen now possessed all 5 shards. But the crown could not be remade without sacrifice. To forge the crown anew, you must give up your identity. You will become the realm. She took him to the Heart Grove, where the earth folk placed their trust in him only after he tamed a wild Enta-walking mountain of bark and stone. Kaelen fought Thornos, the Earthen King, in a battle of will and wisdom. When Kaelen spared him, showing mercy, the trees deemed him worthy. The root stone merged with his spine, rooting his volatile emotions. Kaelen wept for the first time in years, and the forest wept with him. In the heart of the volcano sat Volcaris, a giant with molten veins and a crown of brimstone. "You are the child of balance," Volcaris growled. "You wish to take the Ember Heart, but power is not given, it is taken." A duel ensued, fire against fire. Kaelen summoned a phoenix from his soul. Volcaris roared, unleashing magma storms. The 2 forces clashed, and in the end, Kaelen struck the tyrant's crown with his staff, shattering it. The Ember Heart shard flew into Kaelen's chest, merging with him. But the victory came with a curse. His veins now glowed red, and his emotions surged with violent intensity. From the center rose a barge. Upon it stood a woman cloaked in seaweed, her eyes glowing with moonlight. "I am Narelle," she said, "Queen of the Drowned." "Yes." "You seek the first shard, the Ember Heart, held by the fire tyrant Volcaris." She offered Kaelen a choice: duel her or solve her riddle. He chose the riddle. "What binds all, yet weighs nothing? Break it, and silence reigns." "Sound," Kaelen said. Eleni smiled. "Wind favors the wise." She gifted the shard, but warned him. "The final 2 shards will not be given freely. One is hidden in betrayal, the other in you." Kaelen stepped onto the barge. "The cost of knowledge is memory," she whispered. "Give me your dearest one." Nukthar, once human, now a being of pure shadow, whispered temptations to Kaelen. "With 4 shards you already rival gods. Why seek the 5th, rule with me?" Kaelen refused. A battle erupted in the realm between light and shadow. Kaelen's own darkness fought him, manifested as a twisted reflection of himself. With help from Lyra, who had followed him in secret, Kaelen overcame the dark version of himself by embracing, not denying, his flaws. Only then did Nokthar weaken, and the umbral fang shard tore from his chest. But Lyra was wounded in the fight, fading into mist. He hesitated, then nodded. Narelle touched his forehead. The image of his best friend from the monastery gone. A hole left in its place. "Go," she said, "to the infernal cradle. There you will face fire, not just outside, but within." Kaelen had always been different. Fire flickered in his palms when he was angry. Rain followed him like a shadow. Stones bent to his will. The wind listened to his cries. And at night, strange silhouettes whispered to him from beneath his bed, whispers from the shadow realm. On his 18th solstice, the archmonk handed him an ancient scroll. When the 5th moon turns black, the shards shall stir. Seek the queen of the dead waters, and the path shall be revealed. And that night, the 5th moon eclipsed a sign. Now, darkness grows in the heart of the realm. The shards, imbued with immense power, corrupt those who wield them. And only a child born of all 5 elements of myth whispered in ruins can reunite the crown and restore balance. Kaelen was a boy of no known lineage, raised by the monks of Ilthur's monastery, perched high in the Cloudreach Mountains. He left the monastery with only a staff, the scroll, and an enchanted compass, gifted by the monks. It pointed not north, but to destiny. The infernal cradle was a volcano burning for 1,000 years, guarded by fireborn warriors. To the east lay the Verdonwood, home of the Earthfolk and the second shard, the Rootstone. High in the floating isles of Erevalon, the sky shard was wielded by Queen Elenice, mistress of wind and lightning. His path now led to the Ashvale Catacombs, domain of the Shadow King, Noctha, the one who betrayed the old Magi and shattered the crown. Kaelen returned to Ilthur. The monks were gone, slain by soldiers bearing the mark of the High Lord of Valamir, a false king who had claimed the final shard. In the ruined sanctum of stars, Kaelen stood before the anvil of the ancients.